Hey, what's up? This is Coach Jay, and welcome to the Champions Pedigree, where it's all about mental toughness for young athletes. This video is for parents. Uh, my question to you is this: is what do you do as a parent when your child, your player, your young champion no longer wants to play the sport that they've played their entire life? What do you do as a parent? What do you do as a coach? That's what we're going to be talking about. Now, before we get into it, I played sports pretty much my entire life, and I played competitively from the time that I was 8 up until about 18 or 19 years old. I played basketball, and that was the sport that I committed to. So now that I am a parent, and I like I said, I played, I coached, I trained. I even became a referee. So I've been around the sport for a very, very long time, in addition to other sports. But again, when it comes to commitment, that was my sport of choice. And so I've seen it from a lot of different lenses. And so now that I'm a parent, I see it very, very differently, not just with my kids, but also with kids, younger kids, and even older kids that play various sports. And I see kids walk away from their sport each and every day. Now, a friend of mine, we had a conversation this week, and his son has played football his entire life. You know, since Pee Wee. His son is probably about 11 or 12 years old now, getting ready to go into middle school, and told his parents that he no longer wants to play. Talking to my friend is distraught. He's like, "What did I go wrong? What did I do?" And I'm like, first of all, nobody died. Okay, like this is a decision. Let's listen to him. But I wanted to make this video, and I'm going to share some of the advice that I said to him and to any other parent that may be faced with this decision. Number one, always remember, when it comes to parent and child relationships, play the long game. Play the long game. There is a limited amount of time that your child is going to be a player in their sport. It's a limited amount of time that they're going to compete at a high level. But there's a greater chance that they're going to be your child for a lot longer than they are an athlete. So you want to play the long game. Don't be so difficult on them. Don't put added pressure on them, right? Listen to them. Listen to your child. Listen to your son. Listen to your daughter, because there's a reason and how they came to that decision. I know that you invested the money. I know that you have invested the training. I know that you have invested, the lessons, and you drove them there, and you paid for this tournament, and you paid for uniforms. And I know that you made so much investment into the child. But that relationship that you have with your child is way more important than you'll have with them as they are a player, even if you're a coach. So number one, always remember to play the long game. And if you can help it, be the parent, not the coach. There is a point that comes in every athlete's life when, a lot of times they'll play for a long time, but when it comes time to make a commitment, a lot of times the relationship can go south, the relationship between the athlete and their parent. I was very fortunate. I've shared my story with you all before, but really quick, at the age of 13, my dad became the coach of our team. Now, I get that we were very, very fortunate that we still have a great relationship today. That's my guy. But we were able to separate player and coach, and son and father, child and parent. So there was two totally different dynamics. What I see today, no matter whether I was coaching, training, refereeing, or supporting, different family members or different kids going to their games, is that we as parents get so involved. We get over involved. And the person that suffers the most is the child, because it takes away the love that they have for the game. It takes away their competitive drive or their competitive nature, because in addition to the pressure that they put on themselves, they have the added layer of pressure that dad and mom has put on them. And so when dad and mom or mom may be a coach, it's an added layer of pressure on them at all times, each and every day. And 13 is the age when most kids walk away from sports, competitive sports altogether. So you don't ever want to put too much pressure on them, because you don't want to ruin from being competitive. Being competitive, taking something seriously and want to do it at a high level, that's a skill you always want your child to have. So be a parent, be supportive, be encouraging. If it's just a chauffeur, if you just taking them to and from practice and you have to go out and hire a trainer, then do that. If you have to go out and hire a coach or put them on another team just so that you don't lose that relationship, do that if that's an option. Because I think that as a parent, you would want to have open communication to where your child would come and tell you why they want to quit. Not that they're just, hey, I'm coming to you and I'm quitting. I just don't want to play anymore. I'm hanging up the cleats. I just don't want to play, or I want to go play another sport. I don't want to do this one anymore. But when you have open lines of communication, healthy relationship, healthy dialogue, where you don't just talk to them about sports and you don't just talk to them about schoolwork, but seeing them as a person, investing time in them as a person, pouring into them as your child, then I believe that they'll be more open to talking to you. Hey, these are the thoughts that I'm having. What do you think about this? And talk to them as their parent. Talk to them just like they're your child. Take the sport away from it and talk to them like they are your child. And so again, you don't want to rob them of that joy. So don't interfere with their development. Don't interfere with what it is what they want to do. Talk to them. Figure out why is it. Get rid of the disappointment. Get rid of everything that you've done for them and just listen. Well, tell me why you want to do that? I'd love to know, because I love watching you play. Well, what would you do instead? Okay, well, why do you want to do that? Well, why do you want to stop doing this? And just be present and just listen. So the thing that I told my friend was, well, what did your child commit to? When you guys started doing this, was it aimlessly, or was there a commitment that your son made, that your child made to a sport? What was the end goal? And he started rattling off a couple things. So if you're a parent and your child ever comes to you, I would suggest that you remind them of the commitment that they made. I remember a couple of weeks ago, one of my children, we were getting ready to go to the gym and work out, and they were like, I don't want to go. And I said, I appreciate you telling me that, but you told me you wanted to get better in this sport. This is what you said. Now, I know you're not getting ready to, are you quitting because you don't feel like it? Or let's work through. Well, tell me why you don't. Well, then they were like, well, because I'm practicing, I don't have time to play the video game. Now let's have a conversation. We had a conversation. We still went to practice, and we earned a little time for video games as well. So again, I'm a parent. I have these conversations. I'm in a lot of these scenarios as well. But remind that child, remind that champion of the commitment that they made, why they made that commitment. And ultimately, you want to tell them that it's okay to want to quit, but we cannot quit on a bad day. If you lost, if a heartbreaking game and you want to quit, no, we don't quit on a bad day. We don't. Oh, no. Let's figure out what's going on. Let's take the layers back. Let's figure it out. But we're not quitting. We're not quitting on a bad day. So I'll leave you with this quote. And here's why I was talking about commitment so much. Commitment weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. It's important because as we are the adults, we have the foresight, and we have to remind them that the commitment that they made, even though it's not fun right now, think about the long game. That's why the first thing I said is play the long game. Think futuristically how much better they're going to be as a person